Now. Okay. Hey YouTubers, this is Sing, and today I will be interviewing Kuya Goldlinks. Kuya Goldlinks, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
So, I'm gonna give you 9 questions to answer. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay then. Let's begin. Question 1. When did you first start becoming a card game tuber?
So I'm guessing this question is referring to when I started on YouTube.
Yes.
I started, I think, a few years back, probably like 2018 or so. And I really just started doing some banless videos and doing videos of Yugioh Pro of duels on there. But then I kind of took a hiatus and went on a deployment to Kuwait, and I came back after, and then I kind of started it up again. I actually really started taking it seriously probably the end of 2020.
Okay.
And that's when I started like actually uploading more consistently and actually wanted to have a channel based around collections.
That's cool. Okay. Question 2. What made you interested in becoming a card game tuber?
Yeah, so first it was just uploading the games from Yugioh Pro. When I started in the late 2020, start to do it seriously, the reason that I did it was because I have been buying and selling Yu-Gi-Oh collections, mainly on eBay for greater than 10 years, like longer than 10 years. And I just thought, maybe there would be people out there that would appreciate having some of the information that I've gained from doing this for the past 10 plus years. So I was like, well, I'm going on eBay and looking at these collections anyways. So why don't I just make a video about it and, show people what is good and what is bad out there. And from doing that for, the past year plus now, I've actually been able to find a couple of collections that were really big scams and actually put out videos telling people, hey, don't buy collections like this, and pointing out what the fake cards were. And then also finding really good collections and saying, hey guys, go, this is a really good collection. There's like, 2 or 3 days left or whatever it is. Go buy it now.
Okay. But yeah, that is scary though. Like from your recent videos, I saw, wow, there's a lot of craziness from them.
Yeah, well, you heard about the whole Logan Paul scam, $3.5 million first ed base set case. You saw about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal.
Ugh.
And the bigger that Yu-Gi-Oh gets, like the more expensive that our hobby becomes, the bigger chance of scammers coming out with fake cards and trying to scam people. So it's more and more important as time progresses and these cards become more expensive to make sure that we're watching out for fake cards, which becomes more and more, it becomes more difficult to find because these scammers get better at making fakes, right?
Indeed. Ugh. Yeah, that's bad. Ugh. Um. Okay. Let's move on. Sorry. Question 3. Do you have a favorite card game?
Yep, Yu-Gi-Oh, for sure.
Okay. Question 4. Do you enjoy doing pools and pool battles from booster boxes?
Yeah, so I did a couple battles with Heart of the Pack. I did one, I think it was Maximum Gold. In general, I don't really buy boxes or booster packs or anything like that. I'm not really into that. I did it for Maximum Gold because I really like the gold set. I like the new holo foil that they came out with. And there was just a ton of cards in maximum gold that I was really excited about. And I wanted to either have in my collection or have in my decks. So in general, no, I don't really buy boxes or packs. I'm more into, like I said, buying collections and the whole arbitrage model of I'll buy a collection and then I'll either, add some of those cards to my collection, hold on to them, hodl, hold on for dear life, or I'll sell them and I'll make a profit. But my goal is always to break even, right? So I buy a collection for $100. My goal is to recoup that $100. Now, whether I have cards left over at the end or not that's not consequential. I don't care. It's just about the fun of doing it for me. And if I can add cards to my collection or make a profit, and then that's just the icing on the cake for me.
Okay. Question 5. Do you play digital card games such as Duel Links, Master Duel, or other games such as Pokemon and Magic?
Yeah, so when I heard Master Duel was coming out, I instantly was hyped because I have been, I used to play in real life for a long time and I've quit a couple times. And after COVID, I played a little bit on Yugioh Pro, but getting into GOAT format is really what brought me back into Yugioh Pro and playing some more. And then when I heard Master Duel was coming out, I had to go download it and try it. And there's so much hype on YouTube from the other YouTubers right now with Master Duel. Like everything on my feed is Master Duel right now. It's probably the same for you too. So I went and downloaded it and I've been playing it. I really like the game. It's very good, really good graphics. The card pool is really good. The system's really good. The only thing that I could say is after completing solo mode 100%, and then I hit plat 1 twice already with the same deck, that after you do that, there's nothing else left to do unless you want to build new decks, which I have done. But the issue with that is it requires a lot of ultra rares, and crafting ultra rares is insanely hard. So, and there's other videos on YouTube about this as well. So it makes it so that you can craft whatever deck you want as long as it's commons and rares. Once you get into the super rares and ultra rares, it just makes it, next to impossible to craft some of those cards. Have you been on Master Duel yet?
Yes, but it's really hard. Like, I like, like how the mapping, like how Heart of the Pack talks about the mapping system.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the same thing for both Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and Master Duel, because uh first time I posted in my YouTube channel showing the pools I have. So I don't know. It's like, because like this is Konami we're talking about, who trying to make us spend more money and try to get all these awesome
Yep.
cards. And you know how like there's also uh these people who will buy the products from Walmart, Target, or any store that sells Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
And ugh, it's kind of sad, really. I'm sorry, just really sad.
Yeah, it just makes the game makes it really, really tough for guys who are free to play like me. That's one of the reasons I really like Yugioh Pro, is because you can build any deck you want that exists in real life right now today, and you don't have to pay for it. And you can go test it out and play it. And then if you want to buy the cards later, you can.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to the new XYZ tournament coming up. So hopefully they have some good rewards for that. And hopefully there's some good ultra rare crafting points that come from that as well.
Indeed. Okay. Next question. Question 6. When you sell Yu-Gi-Oh booster boxes, packs, individual cards, and archetypes, do you follow the TCG player or other resources?
Yeah, so I mainly started on eBay. That's because when I started, it was, I don't know, 2003 or 2004. it was a long time ago when I sold my very first collection on eBay. I'd say it was probably like 2004, 2005, but I didn't really start getting into that whole thing until a little bit later, like maybe 2008. Um, and eBay was really the main platform. I didn't even know about TCG Player. If TCG Player was even a thing back then, I had never heard of it. I actually didn't even hear about TCG Player until really recently, like within the past few years. One of my buddies was like, well, hey, why don't you use TCG Player? It's an easier platform. And at the time I said no because the fees. And he was like, well, they're really the same or less. And at the time maybe they were, but now TCG Player fees are about the same, if not more than eBay. So today I still have some cards on eBay, but really for singles, for raw singles, I use TCG Player, and I find that to be the best just because it's so easy to go on and list any card you want. You don't have to do all the work that you do on eBay, right? With eBay, you have to go take pictures, you have to write a description, you have to figure out a price and shipping. And to do one listing on eBay, it takes like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes for one listing because you're doing all this work for that. Even more time if you're selling like a collection or a deck. But the nice thing with TCG Player is you just pick your card, the edition, the condition, you list it, and you're done. Like I can list a card on TCG Player literally in probably 30 seconds, less than a minute, easily. So the time factor for me is really why I use TCG Player now. So TCG Player for any raw singles, eBay for any decks or anything graded. And the reason being is because people on eBay are more serious about buying graded cards, whereas TCG Player is more for the people playing. They want to buy raw cards.
Okay. Okay, next question. Question 7. Looking at what is happening right now, do you feel like the card games are going to be complicated where it will be hard to buy cards from card games?
Are you asking like, will the card game itself become complicated or?
Like when people are like interested in like Yu-Gi-Oh and they want to buy packs to make this deck, like before they get to the making the deck, like they go research the booster boxes and other Yu-Gi-Oh products they have, and like they try to go to like either Walmart, Target, or any stores, but found out that it's not there. Like, is
Uh-huh.
it going to be hard to buy the cards from the card games?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So like you're talking about like last year, 2020, where all those scalpers were just like buying out all the packs and boxes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that has slowed down now that the hype of Pokemon has kind of calmed down and the hype of baseball and basketball and all of that has calmed down now. I haven't really heard or seen any issues going on right now with buying packs or boxes at Walmart or Target, but I'm looking from the outside, right? Because I'm not one of the guys who goes to Walmart or Target or whatever store looking for packs or boxes. I'm the guy who watches Heart of the Pack go into Target and Walmart and buy those packs and boxes. And I haven't heard anything from him recently on his videos about him having any trouble doing that. So I feel like that whole wave is behind us now. Could it happen again? Yeah. I mean, I look I look at the entire hobby of Yu-Gi-Oh as being the baby compared to Pokemon and Magic. Magic started in the early 90s, Pokemon was late 90s, and then Yu-Gi-Oh was like what 2002, right? So
Yeah.
if you look at the whole craze of Pokemon being 2020, then in theory there could be a craze of Yu-Gi-Oh here in, 2 or 3 years. I'm not saying it will happen, but I think that as time goes on and the guys who were kids playing Yu-Gi-Oh see videos on YouTube and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to play that when I was a kid back in 2002 or 2004 or whatever it was." I really want to have some of those cards now, and then you'll see the whole thing. Like that's what happened with Pokemon. It just took one guy, Logan Paul, to basically make the whole thing blow up. It would only take one big YouTuber to say like, and has millions of followers to say, hey, I'm investing in Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Oh no. I mean, that's bad, right?
I mean, it would be good. It would be good for our hobby because it would boost basically the entire secondary market would get boosted. Like the same thing we saw with Pokemon. And it would be a great time for guys who are collectors to decide like, hey, maybe this is a good time for me to sell. Or maybe, this is a good time for me to get in on this product before it's too late.
Okay. Next question. Question 8. What is the difference between card shops and individuals who sell both Yu-Gi-Oh products and individual cards? Are they both using TCG Player or something else?
So, as far as I know, I think card shops are mainly in person. They're not really using TCG Player or eBay or online platforms. That's not to say there aren't shops that aren't doing that. I'm sure there probably are. I'm not aware of that, but for individuals like me, we're just mainly on TCG Player or eBay. I'm I'm not I'm not in any shop or anything like that.
Uh, okay. Um, Last question. Will there be any way to change the card games, like the rules and format of the game?
So I mean, there's always going to be new rules and new changes to the game. Like you saw, we had the new master rule for links, right? So they changed how the entire game worked by adding an extra monster zone in the middle of the two boards that never existed before. For almost, close to 20 years, that never existed. And then all of a sudden they made link monsters, and I believe they made like monsters because they wanted to put Pendulum in control because they were just insane how you could just spam from your extra deck 5 monsters every single turn. So I think Konami was looking at links as the answer to that, to say, hey, now you have to have an arrow pointing to this extra monster zone to bring all the pendulums out. And that didn't really, it didn't sit well, I think, with the Yu-Gi-Oh community, because for so long we had synchros and ixies and fusions that we could put into any monster zone without any link arrows, right? And there was no restriction on how many you could bring out. So you could have 5 synchro monsters or 5 ixies monsters all in the main monster zones, and there was no drawback like saying you had to have a link monster pointing there. But now all of a sudden you did. And now synchros and ixies and fusion are all paying the price for the sins of pendulums, joking. But that's basically what happened. So they changed all those rules, made that link monster zone. And then shortly after that, after the community was really upset with that, Konami went back on it and they said, okay, well, this was a bad idea. We're going to change it. So now the link monster's still there, the zone's still there, but the whole thing where monsters coming from the extra deck have to go to that arrow zone, we're only going to make that for pendulums, right? But for everything else, for synchros, ixies, fusions, those can all go to any zone, whether there's a link arrow or not. So that kind of appeased everyone. And that's kind of what they should have done the first time. They should have just said, hey, we're going to make these link monsters, and pendulums have to go to those zones, but every other extra deck monster can go to any zone they want. But that just comes with time and Konami learning, because a lot of them, I don't think they're players. I don't know. They don't know because they're not going to tournaments and they're not actually experiencing what goes on with the game. So yeah, I think in the future there will always be changes and updates to the game, because I mean, I hate to say it, but ever since they left Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh, which is what I started playing, which is Lajin Beatdown back in 2002, 2003. ever since they left that and went to archetypes and decks just became more powerful, you see now every single new release that comes out, you see power creep. Like the next card that comes out has to be more powerful. You see with link monsters, like we're opening up, there's no longer 5 monster zones, now we have 6, and it's always getting more and more powerful. Like you see things like Regeki used to be banned for a long time, right? And it came back to 1 and nobody cared, and now it's at 3 and nobody cares, just because the monsters are so powerful now that Regeki doesn't even do anything. You need a card like Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Droplets to just take care of it, because Regeki is just a joke, right? Because all the monsters will just be like, nope, negate.
Dang. Yeah. Wait. Hello?
Yeah, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here, but from what you said right now, yikes. One card that can like a 1-turn kill?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean FTK's first turn kills, they exist in the game too, so Konami's always going to be looking to ban cards that are part of that as well. If the FTK is too easy to pull off. It's kind of crazy because you play Master Duel now, and all these decks that you can't do the FTK in real life, well, you can do it in Master Duel because all those cards are not banned.
Okay. So those are the 9 questions I have asked you. Is there anything you want to say to your viewers?
Just thank you for watching my videos, and if you're not subscribed, please make sure that you do subscribe, and I appreciate you always commenting on my videos and sticking around for all this time.
Okay. Okay, so for viewers who are watching this, make sure to subscribe to Kuya Goldlinks' YouTube channel and follow him on Instagram. Also, help him reach 300 subscribers on his YouTube channel and 1K later on, because this guy is showing all these amazing videos, such as like eBay stuff, his deck profile, master duels, anything that he posted on his YouTube channel. Just make sure to subscribe on his YouTube channel and help him reach 300 subscribers. So, any last words for you, Kuya Goldlinks?
Yeah, no, just thank you for the introducing and good luck with your channel.
Okay then. So, viewers, thank you for watching, and you guys have a nice day. Kuya, I'm gonna stop recording. Is that okay?
Yep.